Today, we will be taking on the ultimate challenge on the F1 game, doing a 63 lap race of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix with no assists, full wet weather, driving as Lewis Hamilton. A dry tyre gamble in Q3 caused us to spin out on our only possible lap, which meant we'll be starting this race in P10 with our teammate on pole position.
Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry. It's time, of course, for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix.
We want to try and impress Ferrari in front of the Italian fans, in which case we need to get Lewis's first win in red and beat his teammate of Charles Leclerc.
A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. Lawson and Lewis Hamilton.
Let's get this race underway. The final race Imola before it leaves the calendar. Please leave a like and subscribe, and let's see if we can win the race. Starting from P10. We're going to keep it clean, but we're going to try and make some early moves off the start of the race. Five red lights and we are off. I had a lot of wheel spin on the start from the standing water, but we're getting alongside to Liam Lawson, and we see Gasly in our mirrors sliding all over the road. That's got to be some kind of safety car.
Virtual safety car, virtual safety car.
Wow! Wow! Bravo! Bravo, boy!
Anyway, the rain in this race is only supposed to last about 10 to 15 laps, and we should be off these wets sooner than that, so we're going to get some early moves before our first pit stop. We are back onto green flag racing when we are looking for that move on Lawson that we missed out on at the start of the race. We're practically pushing up the hill. Oh. We lose some time on the exit of Imola, but there's enough traffic in front to send it into this chicane. Lawson moves under braking and almost made me crash into Piastri, but we made it through the corner with no damage, and we're finishing our first lap of this race. So far, so good. Trying to get some easy moves and capitalise on others battling. Like these three all slowing each other up. I get a great exit on turn 1, make one, almost 2 overtakes, but Hadjar left no room for that move. Now we've got Piastri to defend into the next corner, pushed him wide, and now we're up to P8 on lap 2. This wet weather is so difficult to drive on. I've never been too good on a wet track, but today I'm managing to drive pretty good. We catch up to our next opponent of Hadjar by the end of that lap and get a clean overtake using all our battery to make that move.
The radar showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain.
I'm thinking of staying out until slicks, but it might be too risky if the AI don't do the same and pit for inters. Instead, I'll probably just lose more time than it's worth. I don't know, we'll make the decision when it comes to it. We're catching up to the back of George Russell, trying not to make any mistakes under his... Thanks for that, Mark. We get a massive exit through Imola. Russell goes defensive, we use his slipstream and take the racing line. We send it through this corner, going side by side, banging tyres as Russell goes jumping over the curbs. But that's another overtake. We make 4 overtakes before finishing lap 3 and set the fastest lap, showing it's getting drier quickly. We out-traction Carlos Sainz up the hill and make it into P5. Mark tells us over the radio that it's time for inters, but I wish there was a way to ask how long it would be till it dries, but maybe that'll be a feature in the next game. The track is definitely dry enough for inters. I've got so much confidence around these corners. Lando and Leclerc both pit at the end of lap 4, but we have to stay out for another. Hopefully that extra tyre wear will come in handy later on. We didn't lose any time on that outlap, being behind Max by the exit, but our tyres aren't as warmed up as everyone else's that pitted that lap earlier. We end up losing over a second to Max, and even Russell ends up passing us on the run down to the final couple of corners. We saved up enough battery to make the repass that felt like the 2026 cars, where they're saving battery and letting cars overtake to have more on the straight. By the next lap we've caught up to Max, who's been stuck behind the kick salvo of Bortoleto since the start of this race. He slows him down so much through the first two corners that we're looking for the move into the fast Villeneuve chicane. He goes defensive and we swoop around the outside of the track, getting up into P4 and gaining on Gabby. We're gaining right up to the back of Bortoleto. Not much battery to deploy, but we're draining it all to get as close as we can for the chicane. We are millimetres from his rear wing, trying to get down the inside, but there's no room. Cutting back to the outside, and oh, he's brake checked my front wing off. Jesus, we almost went off track. That was a huge impact with this car. I'm surprised that the damage is so small.
It's still not a perfect situation, but I don't think we've got cause to move on to a different tyre yet. Weather's changing now, you might want to review our strategy.
Must be the water.
Bruh, even in the game, Lewis has got a Dami as his engineer. That's crazy. Only at Ferrari do you get bipolar radio calls. We pit for dry tyres at the end of lap 11. Leclerc's coming in too, but we should have a big enough gap to not get held up by him.
Wow.
At least we didn't mess up the pit stop, but we lost a lot of time from that wing change. Down to P13 now. We've got some serious catching up to do. We make quick work on Behrman at the end of sector 1 and get DRS on Stroll pulling us past on the main straight. We tried to send a move deep on Piastri, but back out trying to not get any damage. This compromised his exit on the corner though, giving us a run on the straight and making the move stick before the final couple of corners.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
We set the fastest lap of the race by 3/10 and overtake Hadjar for P6 into the first corner, where we are chasing down George and Max again. After this, it took us 2 laps to get within a second of the pack ahead. Both Russell and Verstappen overtook Bortoleto, and Max is starting to make some ground on us. I need to follow them through so we don't get stuck behind a slower car for too long. We gain a lot of time on Bortoleto at the exit of Acrominerale. He goes defensive on the inside and we stick to our line, braking as late as possible to make a clean overtake into P5.
Nice move. Keep going.
Looking for another DRS overtake on Russell, which we get easily. Didn't put up a fight at all, and now we're chasing Verstappen. On to lap 19, we gained up to the back of him, but still didn't have a chance to overtake due to the dirty air. We used Verstappen as a tow to charge up our battery as much as we could so we can blast it down on the DRS straight. Verstappen ended up catching up to Lando Norris, who looked to be going slowly, which also slowed Verstappen down, helping us catch up to him even more. We use all our battery on Verstappen, gaining as much time as possible, getting alongside him and dive-bombing Lando Norris in the process. Locking our tyres at the apex, that just felt like Danny Rick's triple dive bomb at Baku. That was amazing. Lando's got to have an engine problem. I didn't think we'd catch up that quick. I went for the gap and I just outbroke him so easily. What a move into P2. Looking at the timing sheets, we're only 5 seconds away from our teammate in P1. We are looking mighty fast in this race so far. If I get my head down, we can catch up to him quickly and start the battle for the race lead. We make it within a second of Leclerc by the end of lap 29, unfortunately too far off for DRS, but we're not far away and there's no stopping the 7-time world champion right now. A bit squirrely on the exit, but we go side by side towards the last 2 corners. Leclerc is putting up a great defense for the race lead. He is not making it easy for us, despite the fact that we are clearly faster than him. No team orders, just keeping it clean. We We looked for a move into the Villeneuve chicane, but no luck there either. Having to wait till we get DRS on lap 32, having the move stick into turn 1 and finally leading this race for the first time. What a great battle that was with Leclerc. It's a nice reference to how the two Ferraris are fighting this season of F1. By lap 34 we go wide through turn 9 and hit the gravel, slowing us down enough for Leclerc to capitalise on our mistake. We have a slight loss of grip on the exit and Lando passes by us easily. But we're able to get the repass on the exit of the chicane thanks to him being slowed up by Leclerc.
Good looks free, 0 earnings, 0 PR, 0 IQ, he's like dog shit. Oh my god, say hi to Jesus for me.
We're making too many mistakes and it's going to cost us if we don't lock in. We have enough battery to get behind Leclerc and regain our place for P1. Lap 37, people are starting their next pit stop 4 laps earlier to what our pit stop window is. Lando is pitting, so he might be pulling off an amazing undercut, but I'm going long on these tyres as they don't even feel second hand at all. On lap 40 we thought about pitting but unintentionally faked Verstappen into pitting early, but our teammate pitted as well, so it's a good job I stayed out. We make our 3rd pit stop of this race, coming out behind Lando who was on another set of hards, that's why he pitted earlier. But Charles has dropped to P6, oh no, what happened to him? He was miles ahead of the whole field by the first half of the race, now he's not even on our leaderboard anymore. But that doesn't matter to me, we're focusing on our own race, and we go wide onto the gravel, giving Bortoletto an easy chance to overtake us. Rain is once again due in about 10 minutes as well, so by the end of lap 55 we'll probably need to put on wet tyres, so we're going to have to get this overtake on Gavi and Lando ASAP to give us some room to stretch our legs before this rain ruins our chances of the win. We get another great exit on Acqua Minerale with loads of battery to deploy and get to the apex of the next corner first. The exit of that corner has been our best place to make overtakes this whole race. I just gotta say that this track is such an enjoyable track to race on, and it's such a good track to watch. It's a shame that we won't see it in F1 anymore, as they've not renewed their place on the calendar for 2026 and onwards. Heading through Tamburello, catching up to Lando, a chicane that never existed before Senna's crash. It used to be a flat out section starting from the start finish line all the way down to the turn 5 hairpin that we know now. Besides that one weekend of 1994, this track is such a great event. We make the move back into P1 again, with a beautiful mover on the outside of turn 9, but we just need to concentrate on the road to try and make a sizable gap before the rain starts, because I know I'm going to struggle more than the AI on the crossover. Wets to dries is easy, but dries that are decently worn down already to wet tyres is a very hard thing to do. Skipping to the end of lap 56, where we've made a 3-second gap to P2, but look at the clouds, the storm has arrived and it's not looking like we're going to make it to the end of the race without needing to pit. I think I just saw rain starting to fall. I said about lap 55 it'd be raining, we start lap 57 and I'm seeing raindrops on the camera now, it's definitely here and it's starting to fall faster and faster. Onto the next lap, Mark is already asking us to box and I'm having to focus so hard, being pin perfect to not make any mistakes. I had to wait until the straight to confirm Mark's message. We head into the Villeneuve chicane at our regular braking point. And we spin out into the gravel, getting back onto track just ahead of Lando, and the FIA throw out a caution for us to rejoin. Lando gets right up behind us. We've lost all the gap we had just made and now we're struggling a lot to keep them behind. Oh fucking hell. This is getting bad. The disabled DRS is seriously wet on this track. We can't make these corners, we're going straight on at the apex, but we're just about getting around the final corner in first, and now it's a battle in the pits. Leclerc stays out not to double stack, but he's going to lose so much more time than just pitting. What is he doing? That's insane. Even while struggling to keep it on the track, we gained about 6 seconds on our teammate.
Charles is in the pits.
Leclerc comes out P6 behind the V-carb. Starting from pole, he had good pace at the start of the race during the wet, but I think his race is pretty much ruined now. Lando makes the repass into P1 as we are really struggling on these inters. With it being the end of the race with low fuel, I should be doing better than when we started on a full tank, but it's just making the car so slippery to drive, and I just don't have the confidence. I'm not looking to throw this whole race away right at the end, but at the same time, I'm not losing out on this race win. We barrel our way past Lando into the final corners, almost drifting off track, which gives the McLaren man room to sneak up our inside with ease. We do the same on the exit of the last corner, and we are getting worried now, only 2 laps to go. We're getting desperate for this overtake. We're going for any opportunity we can get at the moment. Going for a dive into turn 5 and giving absolutely no room on the exit. Now we can defend, harvest battery in the corners and dump overtake on the straights to stay ahead. We head a little wide onto the gravel, lose it over the hill, and Lando has the overspeed on me, but we give him that 2021 Lewis versus Max treatment. I think Lando has left me alone after I just bullied him. But we are finishing our penultimate lap, leading the race after 63 laps throughout a very tricky weekend with the weather, but we made it to the lead with the fastest lap.
Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap.
I'll get you, bitch.
We pull a second on the last lap to P2 and we pull around the last final corners for Lewis Hamilton's first win at Ferrari.
That's all I can ask.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
The checkered flag is out for our winner, Lewis Hamilton.
A great team victory today, Crofty. That's the important bit here. On
That's
home
for all the
soil,
kids out there
drivers
who
delivered,
dream the impossible.
team delivered as well.
You can do it
that
too,
in
man.
front of their
I believe in
home
you guys.
support
Thank you so
really
much,
means a
everyone,
lot
for your
to them.
support.
What a day it's been for Formula One, and what a day it's been for these 3 drivers. Time for the podium celebrations. Time for our drivers to celebrate. And back on the top spots that he's taken so often in the past. So well done to Lewis Hamilton.
If you're still watching, thank you. Comment any challenge ideas I should try. This was a fun one. I would love to see Lewis win for Ferrari, but that's all from me. Thanks, boys.